when starting.
Yeah, but like you gotta learn how to execute. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like.
Because you can have strategy all day, but like, what does it matter
do the
if
work.
you can't like really actually do it?
Yeah.
You ever heard the theory behind Michael Jackson and Prince? Both of them motherfuckers, as soon as they get a thought and they put it on the record, they let it out because they don't want each other to steal it. There's something deeper than you even think, bro. Like, it's like some spiritual shit going on. Spiritual warfare.
Yeah.
Well, let me introduce what we got. And so this is something I'm doing improv. I'm doing an event today, and so this is about artistry, branding, and mindset around artistry, right? Because oftentimes I've been working as a consultant and also an artist as well, and like I've seen the mindset and the transitions of dozens of artists. What I strictly deal with is monetization and getting people's brands tapped in. Yeah, Shiesty, make sure we looking good, we doing good. My man Shiesty on the camera, and the team with me. So hopefully we have some different faces pull up throughout this. I'll let everybody know in the other room that we in here. But I'm gonna let y'all introduce yourselves real quick, and then I'll let you start off with the question because you was the one who brought it up, man.
No question.
What you were saying in the other room. But first, I just want to let everybody introduce themselves, and then anytime somebody come in, they get introduced themselves. So, you want to start, or you want to start Glass?
Yeah, I'll start. Yeah, I'm Glass Man. Yeah. So
No, I'm saying is it facing right now?
Yeah, it is.
it should see.
You can swivel if you want, if it feels like, you know what I mean.
Got you.
You the camera. You my creative director, Shan. and
Got you.
I respect how you move.
I'm gonna just put you over here real quick. Yup. So from the right.
All right, cool. All right, so I'm Glass Man. I'm an artist, producer, rapper, entrepreneur. Just doing my thing out here in Philly.
Hey y'all, yeah, my name Daniel. My artist name is DB Melody. I rap and kind of sing, little both melodies, trying to come up, connect with various artists, and learn about this monetizing, generate income, within the music, and become a bigger brand. Then.
Yo, give thanks and praise, man. So, my name's Terrence. I think my explanation was pretty much in the beginning, consultant, artist as well, but today I'm here to just guide this conversation and get some insight as well, because I was having a brotherly conversation that I knew could lend some value to not just our audience and the people that we've been tapped in with, but also anybody new too. So,
Tyree, I go by the artist name Reason Can Rap. Teacher, entrepreneur. Also, like I said, I make music as well. And we here to tap in with a little small conversation real quick about just creating something out of like what you do as a creator, basically. So
initially you was talking about merchandise, but then it kind of went into branding and pull and other things that you was mentioning. So could you, bring us into the subject altogether? Not the details, but just the topic, yeah.
But just the whole gist of it, of everything was like, people jump from idea to idea so much that, like he just said, right, like it may feel like somebody's stealing the idea, but really people don't ever put in the work to get the idea done. So whether it's fear, whether it's not building your team right, or trust issues, whatever the case may be to create that, it's hard to form like the general steps of the entrepreneur side of what your creativity brings. So say if, for instance, me and him work together, so it's some days where I'll just come to him and I'll be like, look bro, I just got a graphic designer, I got this idea, this is what the graphic is, let's make some tees. Sure. So his work would be just creating the t-shirts. I'm not asking him for nothing else. I'm not asking him to go draw nothing for me, not telling him to do nothing else. But most people, they want to be hands-on with everything instead of allowing yourself to be who you are in that moment. And that's another thing when it comes into the money play, right? So if we're going to speak about money, not everybody has money. I'm not saying like I have it all. But if you're going to do something or you're going to pursue something, you got to put something towards it at the end of the day. So.
Yes, I was about to say, not my feminine friend, not going to pull up for the combo, get the middle seat, pull up. You don't, if
you was just checking it out.
Yeah, about to say, don't
I'm sorry.
No, you chilling, man. This is an open forum. This is the type of stuff that I like, man. I don't like the doctored, normally corporate, traditional way of doing things, and I've been in enough of those spaces and invited to them to know that they're desperately looking for our help. They don't be knowing what they're doing, and the way that they've been doing things traditionally, it's just been diluting and diluting and diluting. So it's like, to go from $1 billion company to a $20 million company, to us, that's all just still rich. But in reality, they've lost 80 to 90% of their share of the market, and they're plummeting. So it's like, instead of trying to be a part of what they dying off of, that's your moment to be picking up parts and shares of the market. So it's like, I'm gonna pose a question for everybody, and then it's gonna come back around. You feel me? Because I don't want to do this longer than 30 minutes. I just wanted to just stimulate people's minds for what we're doing today. You feel me? And then we get locked in with what was initially intended. So please introduce yourself before I ask the question, though, because I want you to be seen and heard as well.
Okay. Hi, y'all. I'm Mars from Expressive Illustrations. It's a nonprofit. This whole mission is to improve everybody's mental health through all forms of expression in the arts. I'm from West Philly. I'm a poet, an artist, an art therapist, a mental health advocate. I'm everybody's friend as long as you got the right energy. You know what I'm saying? That's me.
You know what I'm saying? Funny, isn't it? So the reason I actually have her here with me, and we both stunting, you know what I mean? Big merch, big brands.
Show it off, yup.
Still growing, all in the building. You heard me?
Never died.
I have them here with me because she's holding me accountable, essentially, like on my journey, especially in public relations. I'm not, always in alignment with, like I said, the traditional ways of doing things. So when I come into a space, I want to be able to know and let people know that I have good intentions and that I'm thoughtful with how I want to integrate and add value, but I'm not going to change my stance or my values to be a part of the room. So Mara comes through and helps communicate and actually deliver what my good intentions are without me biting and scratching everybody, right?
Yeah.
So,
make a good team.
you feel me? And that's what he was mentioning, right?
Yeah, like I feel like everybody has a light, and sometimes we need people to like help us shine that light a little brighter so that it hits everybody. Because I feel like some people, when you meet people, they might only see one side of you, but you might need some energies to like, no, they really this boy and da 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 da. You feel me? So
Y'all see why she's here. So the question I want to pose to all of y'all, and I'm gonna watch the time as we're doing this so that it doesn't encroach on any of the other dope things that we have going on today. Do you have a business? What's that business? And what do you sell as a product or service? That's the first question. Well, we just got some extra lights. Shouts out to the extra lights.
Okay.
So yeah, you could start glass, and then we'll come this way and then we'll read. Joe Hart, pull up if you want to get on camera.
Damn, I mean,
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
It's
I'm
like,
not
bro,
gonna
this
lie.
our
Nobody,
show.
I felt bad. Nobody was sitting in the red spot. I thought this was like the
Nah,
safest
you
spot.
Nah.
You're the red spot.
So before we answer that question, introduce yourself, then we'll all answer the question.
Hey, what's up,
Hey.
You
yeah?
know what I mean?
I'm Joe Hart.
This is your,
I got okay.
this is where you at.
What's up? I'm Joe Hart. I'm an artist, event curator. I do a whole bunch of
That
stuff.
part, right.
I just love music and I love people and I love art.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the question was, what's your business and what product or service do you sell? So, Mar, can you reintroduce that business and then what service or product you sell, and then we'll continue.
Okay, so I'm going.
Yeah, you're going first.
Oh, okay, all right. So my business is called Expressive Illustrations. It's a nonprofit. Our whole mission is to improve everybody's mental health through all forms of expression. It started in the Black community because we have a big stigma on mental health and therapy. So it's fun ways to heal yourself through mindfulness practices and arts. We offer art therapy. We offer events that have to do like open mic nights and mental health workshops. We offer put me on sound healing, a lot of different things. You can go to our website, www.expressiveillustrations.org. Grief counseling, a lot of different things. So check that out, and yeah, that's Expressive Illustration.
Put that in the description for you.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank
got
you.
You can go next.
I mean, I don't necessarily have a business.
Okay.
But, yeah, really just making music and whatnot.
Okay.
You're a brand within yourself, though. So.
Yeah, so it's self-owned self. Yeah.
Okay. What you got, Matt?
Yeah, I mean similar. I am my brand.
Okay.
Yeah, and it kind of like ties into what I do for a 9 to 5 as well. But for right now, the services that I offer are like helping with songwriting and like mostly like production and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty
Definitely,
much what
Glassman is like an honorary Avengers member. You know what I mean? Like when I really need some assistance, Glassman is a thorough person. So I just wanted to highlight that, and shouts out to your hat too, because you represent. So I'll go, and then y'all two can go next. So my main goal is I produce a media platform. Now I'm an artist by night, right? I guess like moonlight artist. But my whole life is art. You feel me? Like that's my whole life is art and demonstrating how to rehumanize the image of people from my community. Because I feel like what she said, there's one way of looking at things, and oftentimes we get programmed into looking at them. So I use the media and my passions with art to create a hybrid on how I can reintroduce our image into society in a meaningful and impactful way. You dig? So.
Period.
So my brand is Runaway Roses. Basically, I could say music, art, but I feel like that would kind of just be putting it into a box.
Right, tell them that passion. What? Yeah, I mean, tell them what it really is. Right.
We're fixing the problems in the world.
Come on, right.
We're bringing vulnerability back into art.
So,
We're trying to change people's lives out here. So I don't even want to limit it to just music or art. Runaway Roses.
you
do
have an
everything.
event every weekend
Yes,
in May?
we have Runamay coming up.
Runaway.
Run a
And
May.
Runamay, we are going to be doing a different event each weekend for the entire month of May.
So you'll
So,
never be bored. You
yeah,
always got
So
something to
we'll
do.
put that in the description for y'all as well.
For a fact.
All right, Reed, kill him. Hit him.
funny
Excuse
as
me, might be
hell.
on YouTube. You know
The brand,
what I'm saying?
yeah, funny as hell.
Speak
my
up a little bit
brand
more.
My brand itself is New Generation, and it's based upon just, you know, the new generation within children, who you are as a person, or the things that you have overcame or overcoming, like during your daily time. So like I said at the beginning, I teach, I work with children. It's a passion of mine more than, you know, the music itself, because of what music have offered me to get involved in. So yeah, I care about like my community. I care about where I'm from. I care about my city. I care about, you know, people that come from the struggle or is dealing with their struggle. So that's what New Generation stands for.
Okay, so
Awesome.
I wanna highlight everybody in my own way. Just tell my relationship to everybody, because I think it's important to recognize all of that, and then, you know, I'm gonna utilize that as an opportunity to bring in my last question before I let us go. So, what we just witnessed here was all different shades, chapters of an artist's journey, right, from beginning to middle to end, right? And I appreciated that spectrum, because I need you two the most, because my service pertains to putting y'all in position.
That's
So if there's
crazy.
not more of y'all, I don't have a business. So it's important that y'all are in this space. I don't want y'all to think because y'all didn't have a business just then that discounted you all.
So you don't
right?
need us.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not needed without you. You know what I'm saying? So I
Y'all
want to just pour.
completed.
Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? And especially with what y'all provide as platforms, right? I feel like I'm at the end. Me and him are at the end of the tunnel, where it's like once you're ready to get it monetized, but y'all help assist with people finding themselves in rooms and recognizing and reflecting on what their talents and gifts are. And then once you know what those things are, then you can come to a platform like mine, or you can invest in like an institution or a scholarship on the merit that he's able to provide in the schools and things like that. And my personal relationship with everybody here is like, I met Glassman from throwing shows, and him being a consistent patron of my business. You know what I mean? Even in the times where it was like, I didn't make no sales that day, or I had no ability to commute to my next arrangement, Glassman was there.
He would come from 2 hours away.
You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
fact.
We could
But
do
you
the
would
whole
be
Glassman
like,
one.
That's dedication right there.
Saying?
You're
Like,
good.
I feel like
from
people be
where?
sleep though. People be sleep on you because honestly, you mad quiet, and I'm gonna be the one to say it, but
Yes.
you mad quiet and you white.
There you
so
go,
people don't wanna
right.
say
They
it.
don't wanna
but
say
you be
it.
in the cut and you'll stay for every single show. I
Till
know
the end.
sometimes I'll be on certain shows and I'll be like, bro, you could leave. Like that shit. You could.
You know what I mean? I ain't gonna do you like
that.
No, you valid.
But he dead be like, nah, bro, I'm sticking it out. Like I'm here till the
This
end.
is intentional.
And he's there.
That's why I wanted to pour into you as well, because I know that you've been following the Twilight crew and aiding and assisting and showing that support in the same way. So it's like, I want to give a testament to, like, if there ain't y'alls, some of us be quitting, right? Doing the curation, putting stuff together. Like, without y'all in the room, a lot of us don't see the purpose in the work that we do. You know what I mean? And Mara's been around me for years, at least going on 5 or 6 now, where I've seen her grow and develop from just executing her own visions to helping other people develop theirs. I met Johar off the strength that he came here with a vision to build his platform all the way from New York. Shouts out to Harlem. You feel me?
Shouts out to Harlem.
You feel me?
You
Every
know,
time.
we rocking.
And it's like, you know, ever since I seen him, he's always been willing and very intentional about showing up for anything that I've communicated. Even like today, like I didn't tell him about this.
I got the text this morning.
He got the text this morning and he pulled up because he hungry. He from New York. He hungry. He ready to put them plays together. And Reason is somebody who actually was able to like reignite my self-confidence, right? Because he had been around before I even had a business. He used to come through the crib and see me waiting on them packages. You heard me? Like, so it's like just seeing my evolution. He's always been the one to hold me super accountable as a man outside of the business, outside of the art stuff. It's like, bro, you know what we standing on, you know what we care about, and you know what we here to do. You know what I mean? So like, don't let the politics of what's going on in other people's lives trying to figure out what they doing disturb you from that mission. So, I mean, I just wanted to give some background because some of y'all are probably like, who's that? And then some of y'all are like, oh, Lord, I know who that is. So, you know what I mean? I just wanted to highlight that. So my second question is, what is your relationship with, like, what was mentioned earlier from your point as far as, like, artists not knowing that monetization step next or even not having an understanding of, like, why they're not monetizing, right? And I want you to start this off and expound as much as you would like because, you know, you're the one who kind of inspired this thought. And I want everybody else to be able to answer his questions or his point of view or just lend some feedback to what he's saying because I think for me and him especially and everyone else, this is the information and feedback we need and this is priceless, like to get this much communicative feedback on the artist, the landscape, and the business of it all. So, you know what I mean? Feel free to position that question as far as what you were mentioning earlier or whatever you developed as a consideration even from being in this spot and in this room. You know what I mean? I know you, yeah.
Alright, I gotta watch.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I think it's a language barrier for certain things as well. Because I don't want to use the term fear, but it could be scary to like get yourself seen, whether it's on the camera, whether it's in front of people. A lot of people are scared to perform, but you sit in the crib and make a shit ton of music.
Yeah.
You feel me? So I feel like learning how to monetize would be much easier even if it comes through somebody else. And that's why I believe like teamwork works better than you going out to do stuff by yourself because you can always pay. The term is pay to play at the end of the day. But my question is to people is, and actually you Glass Man, how often do you perform?
This year I probably performed like twice, so it hasn't really been like my priority.
Yeah.
Like last year, my priority was like to prove to myself that I could even actually do it.
How many times did you do it last year, if you don't mind us asking?
Dude, it was a lot. Like it was probably at least like 40 times.
Come on.
So let me ask you, not to cut you off, are you comfortable with throwing your own event though?
Yeah, I just don't have the finances or really the time to do that. But if I did, I mean, I probably would be throwing them all the time.
So, I mean, I want you to continue to elaborate on that point, though. Like you said something profound that's why I love you, bro, because you always think you're such you're a genius, and you're very, you have ingenuity. No, you have ingenuity, I'm serious.
No, thanks.
I don't be around people, you have ingenuity, like you think out the box. Like you don't think like that. So what you said was, you know, people could find monetization easier or more simply, not even easier, but simply through other people's businesses and work. And it's like, that's what a job is. Everybody got a job because that's somebody else's business that you spend your time at to monetize a skill or a trade. So it's like, but when we looking at each other, we like, no, I can't fucking work for you. I can't be around you because that messes up what I'm attempting to do for myself, like you were saying. So it's like, that was the part that really highlighted to me. And I would like to say that you have made me a true believer as well as you. And I mean, all of you in your own ability and your commitment level, but these two in particularly because they've watched me grow over time. I'm just giving y'all the designation of recognizing the time that you spent with me to watch me grow and help me learn how to monetize my gift, right? Because I had my building and I was, you know, supporting other people in their efforts to do so. But like what they were mentioning, when I had to take ownership of my likeness and find the ability and the unique selling point of what people wanted to come view and be around me with, I didn't know what that was. I'm like, my value is tied to that space. You know what I mean? No one want to come see me. And so after cultivating and like challenging those insecurities, being willing to ask myself difficult questions and also get feedback from people who I know have my best intentions and care about me, but they're not going to always agree with me, right? It's like, that's how I began to, we got 10, 15 people in here showing love today, like off the strength of just the work that I've done. You dig? So, does anybody else have something they want to add before we close out, just as far as maybe a story or any input they'd like to share, and then we could close it?
Yeah, for sure. I think to tie on to what you said about even finding like the monetization and kind of making that transition, because I started off and I am an artist at first, I really got to see, I only got into event curation because I could not find places that would want to book me.
There you go.
It wasn't because like I just had a calling for doing shows or throwing parties. It was like
solved your own problem.
Literally, it was literally just like, well, damn, if no one's gonna do it, then I guess I gotta do it.
Yeah, if you see a need, feel a need.
Exactly, and or you start seeing lineups and you're just like, all right, it's kind of the same lineup. Why don't my friends could bring 4 people? I know another friend that could bring 5 people. I have this friend that could bring 6. I know 3 people that would just come on a dime. Like we could do our own show. And like you said, once you kind of find that solid 10, you could find that solid 40 or that solid 50. But you gotta find that solid 5 that are like, because this always starts off something simple. Like I'll tell artists, like drop a song on your birthday and say like ask people to buy it. Just see who buys it. Just see, you get 4 or 5 downloads, 99 cents. Like something, take yourself out, get yourself a like, yourself a little piece of candy or something. Like
you said it though. And I'm going to say it because I know you don't like talking like this, but I'm going to do it. People don't got 5 people who actually like them, bro.
They
don't pour into
people, don't,
bro.
I'm telling you, they don't trust.
They don't trust it then? Is that what it is? They're not trying?
No, you know
what is it? Yeah, help me understand.
It's trusting
Because
and
I'll tell
trying.
you,
Help me understand.
I'll tell you number one. When I'm doing, well, real quick, I'll tell you number one.
Yeah,
I was doing a show and people asked me like, and this is free game I'm giving you.
You know what I mean?
Before I do any show, I go on Instagram and I personally DM every single body. I go through my messages and text everybody in my phone. People may look at me crazy like, oh, I hate the spam.
You're right, I see what you're saying. If
but
they tried,
people don't even try because people are so afraid that you're gonna look like a weirdo.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right, yeah.
But
thank you for that.
it's like at least when you try, because I've had so many times people have told me, yo, I would have came to the show. I'll listen to the song. Why you ain't send me the video? Why you ain't tell me? You're looking like, well, damn, I gotta send everybody the video. Yes, every song, every show. Yes. So then when when it comes out, at least you could be like, yo, I sent it to 100 people. No one listened. Now you know. All right, I'm deleting everybody on my contact book. There's scraps for all of y'all. I'm getting new like you know what to move on next. But at least if you don't try, you don't know if 5 people would have came, 50 people would have came. Like you don't know what's happening. So you have to try. Most artists are too scared to even try.
If you're a fan, then there's other fans out there. Like if you're
I'm a fan of something, right?
Right.
Yeah.
There's a reason why you wanted to create that. When I heard the word monetize, I instantly already thought about the time, like, cause I don't, right, I'm a spoken word artist, but I don't really like.
But you popping them paintings off. You just gave me the whole play when we was out.
But
you got plays
I
now.
was saying my journey, when I heard the word monetize, it was very hard for me to feel worthy to put a price on whatever I created or whatever I wanted to share. It was also like because I was doing stuff out of the good of my heart or because I was receiving something from it. Like when I do a show, I receive a feeling too, just like I'm doing it for other people. So it was very hard for me to go against the fear or the doubts in my mind to be like, no, my shit costs this much. Oh, I'm sorry, cursing, but I deserve and I'm worthy enough to charge this because But then I had to look at it. I'm like, people, all these companies charging whatever for BS, right? And I'm creating something that I think is very fruitful, that is very needed, and is very much like changing your life for real. Let's be real. So it's okay to put a price on it. And I feel like as artists, y'all are the show. Let me have a show and not have no music in there. What is it? You feel me? So I feel like just having the confidence and the worthiness and knowing that like you're deserving of to charge for your time. Now I've had people want 5 minutes and then want like bukus of money and I just can't do that. But I can't do that. Somebody at a festival can do, you know. So it's just like knowing that the amount of time, the amount of things you put into yourself. You have to. I always tell TJ, what I tell you, you gotta be your biggest fan. Fuck everybody else. People will catch on, but you have to be your biggest fan. So literally, like understanding, you deserve to monetize what you're giving.
That's a fact. That's a fact, man. So I love the fact that y'all was so passionate about this conversation. And I also want to end this point by saying thank you two as well. Thank you, Mar. Thank you, Johar. I mean, thank you, Ree. And there's nothing wrong with having a hobby, man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to, like, it ain't got to be your full time. Like, there's nothing wrong. Like, you can have a hobby. I think that's kind of been phased out. Everything got to get monetized, whether you making apple cider ginger. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to, like, find a way to get some money off the things that they enjoy. And like you said, you should be your biggest fan. You should be enjoying the things you do. If you get so caught up in how that thing gonna sell, it kind of warps you, man. You lose the vibe. So thank you all. We want to make sure we affirm and give thanks and praise to everybody who makes opportunities for us, and then who shows up to them opportunities to continue to, make them be meaningful and intentional. So that's it, y'all. I ain't trying to hold y'all too
Artist
long.
connection.
Just connecting, we just vibe, and I just wanted to stimulate the room. We about to come in here, listen to some music and whatnot. So make sure y'all tap in, and I'll hope maybe there might be a next time. I don't know. We'll see.
Of course it is.
So,
Me.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Great job, guys.
Yeah, man. Because I'm just like, bro.